Hello, gentlemen traders and investors. Information and analytical service is in System.GURU.Markets. Thank you very much for paying attention to our review. Now we will look at the current fundamental indicators of the organization EVE Holding Inc., ticker EVEX. This review was created using information as of August 30th, 2024. By classification guru, Markets company EVE Holding Incorporated belongs to the subcategory. Infrastructure, 41 organizations participate in the analysis, which is very representative. We start with general information about the company. A little further, we will consider each indicator in more detail. If necessary, you can pause the video. You can study each indicator of the corporation under study more carefully. Access to the table with the ticker structure is free. Well, friends, let's begin. Market capitalization of the company EVE Holding Inc. is $0.82 billion. With a market capitalization of the subcategory of $213 billion. EVE Holding Inc. accounts for a share of 0.382%. It is one of the very small companies in the subcategory. The company's balance sheet capitalization is estimated at $0.08 billion. And the capitalization of the subcategory is $43 billion. EVE Holding Incorporated constitutes a share of 0.189%. Having made a comparison of the occupied shares of the exchange and book value, we will see the following. Share EVE Holding Incorporated in a subcategory in case of market value assessment is 0.382%. The balance sheet capitalization is 0.189%, which is 51% less than the share of the exchange value. Assessment of the company's share of market and balance sheet capitalization in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. The company under study has debts of $0.04 billion. Debt to book capitalization amounts to 50% of capital. Result on the level of the company's financial obligations. Tolerable, 0 points. The balance of the company's stock market value to its profit corresponds to 0. With an average for the subcategory of 33.2, which is worse than the average for the subcategory. Assessment of market price-to-earnings ratios in comparison with subcategory companies. Very bad, -2 points. Profit for the last 12 months was -$132 million. Forward earnings for the next 12 months are unknown. This is extremely bad for the company. Assessment of expected future profit in comparison with companies in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. Company value to revenue ratio is 0. The subcategory average is 1.7, which is significantly worse than the subcategory average. Assessment of the company's market value to revenue indicator in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. Revenue for the last 12 months was $0 million. Forward revenue for the next 12 months is unknown, which is extremely bad for the company. An assessment of the estimated future revenue indicator in comparison with the indicators in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. If you are interested in our analytics, in this case, please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell. For you, because it is free, you will greatly help the development of the channel Guru.Markets. The sales margin is 0%, with an average in the subcategory of 5.2%. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 5.2%. Profitability assessment in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Tolerable, minus 0.5 points. The company's share by number of employees in the subcategory is 0.057%, which is 570% less than the share of market capitalization. And this fact reflects the discrepancy between the market value of the company EVE Holding Incorporated, rather towards revaluation. The amount of market capital for each employee of the company is equal to $4,529,000. And in the subcategory, there are $670,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 576%. Estimation of the amount of capital per employee in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Tolerable, 0 points. The amount of profit per individual employee of the company is minus $733,900. Average in the subcategory, $20,200. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 3,540%. Estimation of profit for each employee of the company in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Tolerable, minus 0.5 points. The share of revenue for each employee of the organization is $0,000. By subcategory, $385,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 100%. Estimation of the share of revenue per employee in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Tolerable, minus 0.5 points. The volume of short transactions is 3.1%, with an average for the subcategory of 3.5%. This is an indicator of a possible short squeeze. Indicator RSI 14 shows a level of 48% for the company EVE Holding Incorporated, whereas for the subcategory this level is approximately 55%. Potentially, securities of the subcategory are valued higher than those of EVE Holding Incorporated. Comparing the dynamics of the company's share price, EVE Holding Incorporated and subcategory companies. We see that over 12 months, the promotions EVE Holding Inc. showed dynamics of minus 64.4%. Against the price dynamics for the subcategory, 19.8%. This does not clearly indicate anything, but this fact must be taken into account. The overall result is minus 7.5 out of 10 points. The average result for the subcategory is 1.2 points. If you look broadly within the market as a whole, we see that the average result for the entire stock market is 0.3 points. Against a score of minus 7.5 points for the company EVE Holding Incorporated. Let's look at the table of orders, which is available. The link is in the pinned comment. The order table contains all decisions made by the information and reference evaluation system Guru.Markets. Access to the order table is absolutely free and open. Link in pinned comment. Let us remind you that earlier December 5th, 2023, an order has been published, ticker EVEX. Information and Reference Assessment System Guru.Markets, a decision is made on this order. Close the order. The result is a profit of 59.4%. Positions in a subcategory infrastructure. Thank you so much to the public for watching this video and using the help system Guru.Markets. You all really are the coolest audience in the whole world.